Hey everybody, today I'm talking about cameras, and specifically I'm talking about the 80D versus the SL2. These are both Canon cameras, and I've been very happy with both of them, and I bought them for slightly different reasons. So when I started shooting video, I was shooting just with iPhones, and funny enough, because I'm showing my cameras right here, it means I'm shooting this video with an iPhone, so it's kind of fun. But so I want to talk about, if you're looking for a camera to get started with shooting video, what you're looking for and some of the features of each of these cameras. I am happy with both, and I use them for different reasons. So let's start off with the SL2, because that's the one that I started out with. And why I went to this camera, actually originally I bought the Canon Rebel Series T6. And once I got it, I realized that I didn't have a microphone jack, and that was just not going to be acceptable. Funny enough, I'm not shooting this video with a microphone, but I really wanted to have that control. And so the next step up was to go to the Canon SL2. Now, the downside of this camera is that it didn't have a headphone jack. So I could put microphone in, but I couldn't necessarily monitor the sound. And that's where the 80D came in, because it has both the microphone and it has the headphone jack as well. So the SL2 is slightly less expensive. So let me tell you about the things that they have in common. So first of all, they're completely interchangeable lenses with any of the Canon EFS series lenses. So these two cameras, doesn't matter which camera I use for the lens. They're both known as crop frame cameras. So they shoot, instead of like 35 millimeter is kind of the standard from like old school cameras with film, and those are called full frame cameras, but these crop frame cameras, they have a smaller capture size. I kind of like it. They're less expensive than going with a full frame camera, but I like it because of the fact that I also get a lot more length out of a lens. So when I use a bigger lens, instead of it being like a 70 to 200, it ends up being like 100 to like 300, something like that. So I get a lot more value out of a lens, I think. Yes, I'm not getting as wide of a picture, but I don't really need that. I do these for video is why I have these cameras. So the other things they have in common, they have a flip out screen, and as someone who likes to shoot a vlog every once in a while, probably more than just once in a while, this makes it easy to be able to see yourself on the screen, and that way you can make sure you're in frame. Otherwise, it's really hard to take a picture or shoot a video when you can look at the lens, but you don't know what else is going on. So I really like that aspect that they have in common. If you're just starting out, I would say the SL2 is easier. It has some of the beginner menus in it, and it helps you set up the settings. I do still shoot on auto most of the time. Sometimes I'm trying to experiment and I'm trying to get better. Now let's look at some of the other things that they have in common or what are different. Let's go ahead and look at the weight. Well, obviously, for the size, you can see that the SL2 is far smaller than the 80D. This is a smaller camera than the bigger 80D. For weight, I've got a little postal scale here, so let's take a look at the weight. I'm gonna pop off a lens here, and so the SL2, it's weighing in at 15.87 ounces. And then we go over here to the 80D, it weighs in at 25.78 ounces. So far heavier. I mean, that doesn't seem like a lot, like 10 ounces, but when you're hauling a camera around, it makes a big difference. So like I said, I thought I'd tell you how I use these. So when I'm out vlogging and I just want to hold a camera, a lot of times with my GorillaPod, or something small, and I just want to running around with a camera, I tend to use the SL2 because it is a lighter camera. And I'm not trying to monitor sound, so it's not a big deal. When I'm shooting in my office, and especially when I have help and someone can monitor my sound, then I use the 80D. I do love that this one has a far more complex menu structure than the SL2. I don't know that if I would have grasped the 80D's menu without having had the SL2 first. So that part's really good. And I see, you never know what's gonna happen on video. I can hear, it just started raining, and I've got a kitty in the background screaming at me. So welcome to my world. But anyway, I hope this is helpful for you, both the 80D and SL2. I'm very happy with these cameras, and I would buy each of them again in a heartbeat. If something happened to one of them, I'd probably I would probably replace them with the same, and I would continue to have this setup where I have the two different cameras because they work for different uses. So anyway, I hope this is helpful for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in another video.